All right, we're having a look at Crazy on You by Heart today. Um, Tough one to play up to tempo, but if we keep it at a reasonable tempo, I think we'll be all right. All right, so let's uh, get our tab together, and let's see if I'm going to play the first six measures. I think that's a good chunk to start with. So it goes. Oops. Okay, so let's break this down. Here's the first measure. A lot going on there, but it's not hard to play. Notice I'm sliding up with my second finger, so I can do that. Now that pull off from 1 and 2 to 0 and 0, that's a double pull off. So you want to hear these two notes, 1 and 2, then you want to hear the two open strings, and then open string 3 again. Then the next measure is, I played the first note of measure 3 too, because they're connected by a slide. So let's slow that down. There's your rhythm. Boom, boom. Okay, now I'm going to start on the slide from 2 to 4 and play measure 3. Okay, so that, the 2 5s, oops, I'm just sliding down maybe the fret 2 and then letting it go and playing open string 3 and 4. So here's that measure again, starting with the slide into measure 3. Oops. Oops. One more time. Sorry. And then measure 4. That should be exactly the same as measure 2, is that right? Yeah, measure 4 and measure 2 are precisely, are exactly the same. And then here's the slide from measure 4 into measure 5, and I'll do measure 5. That's pretty cool. Slow it down. Now, notice I did a little bar here on the 3-2-2 chord because it sets me up for, well, it doesn't set me up for anything. You need the bar there. I guess you could do like this. That'd work. Okay, and then measure 6, let's see. So that 1 and 2 in measure 5, you can slide up to that, right? Okay, so let's see. I'm going to start at the end of measure 5. And go into measure 6. There's the 1 and 2 at the end of measure 5. A lot of slurs, right? Pull-offs and hammer-ons. Slurs is another name for those things, hammer-ons and pull-offs. Super fun now. See if I can play the whole thing again. And that's about half the speed she plays it at. Nancy Wilson, I think, is the lady the performer. But anyways, have fun with this. You know, break it down, measure by measure, like we did. And if something is missing or you're still having a hard time getting it, let me know, and we will. I'll hook you up with another video or whatever it takes. Thanks for watching. Have fun. Thanks.